AEW cares about their fans, according to Renee Paquette, formerly known as Renee Young. She said in an interview just recently that talking about AEW storylines, it's so layered, so intriguing. There's really so much to sink your teeth into as a wrestling fan. There are so many deep roots that make storytelling fun and engaging to watch, and that's something you just don't see in WWE. So she's speaking out very candidly about that. She went on to say that they, being AEW, don't treat their fans as stupid in terms of not knowing what is and what this is and where we're going to be. And look, she went on to say a lot of positive stuff about AEW and critique things we already know that are problems with WWE. And the biggest one, though, was the fact that WWE sometimes tends to treat their fans like they're stupid. They don't know what they're watching or they don't care about it. So, Trevor, after you hear that criticism, what's your take on it? Is she right?
Oh, she's 100% right. I believe at this point with AEW, it's fun. You know, if that makes sense. It's not only a business, it's also fun. This is something they enjoy doing. Tony Khan loves wrestling. This is something he enjoys doing. It's a young company, it's a hungry company. They're gonna tend to their fans. WWE is no longer hungry. They don't care. At this point, they don't give a damn. If you're happy, you're happy. If you're not, whatever. So it's a different look at the situation. You know, you have one company that's up and coming that's still trying to develop a rapport with their fans. It's kind of like a fighter, like a boxer. He's gonna take every fight. He's gonna train as hard as he possibly can every fight because he's hungry. He's up and coming. Then you have the veteran fighter that he's like, I just want the money at this point. I don't really care. You know, he's not gonna do what he did to get to the point he is now. Every fight. So and that's kind of what it is, and that's kind of my take on it. Now, I mean, that's probably not what other people see it is, but that's kind of my take on it.
I mean, yeah, I agree. So we've been saying this for years, though. WWE doesn't really they somehow treat their fans. They treat fans like they're idiots because they don't think fans pay attention to the storylines. They don't think, even though that's the thing. Like fans who complain on Twitter are the same fans who are buying your product. They're we pay attention. That's why wrestling fans are so angry all the time, because we pay attention, and it's like we're constantly being insulted for paying attention, because WWE has like the memory of an ant when it comes to storyline and booking storylines. It's just true. No offense to ants, but it's true. It's just the WWE does something so much better or so much worse than AEW. AEW, does something so much better than WWE is what I should say. And that is they make storylines that make sense and they have a plan and they set seeds for it, which you almost never see in WWE. It's changing from week to week. We don't know who's going to be on top from one week going to the next. I mean, and it's just boring. It's redundant. But in AEW, it's kind of like watching Game of Thrones. It's an imperfect thing, but it's kind of like watching any gripping drama, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, where most things matter. Like in AEW, they'll have like one segment or one match where it's just like, oh, fun, haha. But other than that, it's like most things in that company, as far as planting seeds, even matter, because they always come back to different things. They always come back to all of this stuff. Like the Hangman Adam Page storyline might be one of the best tidbits of long-term booking in modern wrestling history. Like that storyline is just one of the greatest we've seen. They're still not done with it. They've extended it, but they're still not done with it. But it really does speak to how WWE just I think they just see their audience as idiots, and I don't get that. How do you like okay, it's one thing to think of your audience as idiots, but then it's another thing to actually look at the reality of, okay, most of these people pay attention, they understand what is happening, but they're confused. Why are they confused? Maybe because you change everything you're doing on a dime. And that's just true. It's just true. One company knows what they're doing and sticks to what they're doing and has the foresight and the attention span to stick to what they're doing. One company doesn't. And that's why you're seeing a lot of people flock over to this one and not WWE.
Yep. I mean, and it's gonna happen when if this, especially if this continues. Like, I mean, it's gonna happen. Like, AEW continues to cater to their fans, right? I mean, they're booking people that fans want to see. They're booking matches that fans are interested in. WWE, we don't care. We're gonna, the people they want to see. Guess what? We're gonna get rid of because that what makes fiscal sense.
It doesn't even make fiscal sense. They're making so much money. Like,
exactly. Like, it's just dumb.
It's like yeah. It's like that. You watch South Park, right?
Yeah, love South Park.
You used to watch South Park. You remember when who was it? Remember when the episode where Chef got sued, right? Remember they had this character Chef. He got sued or whatever for some copyright stuff, right?
Right.
And the defense for and the whoever the defense were or whatever, they hired Johnny Cochran.
Oh shit! I remember this episode.
To quote Johnny Cochran from that specific scene in that specific episode, it doesn't make sense.
That shit was hilarious.
It doesn't make sense. South Park. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I don't understand. Another thing I want to talk about very quickly while we're on this. So, Renee Paquette, formerly known as Renee Young, she obviously has ties to AEW. She is she holds this distinction of being one of the only people in wrestling history to ever have a 1 year long no compete clause in her contract after she left the company rather. Like literally, it's 1 year long. Like she couldn't work for a year. I think it's coming up like pretty soon. Like she might be in time to work all out. But so when I'm thinking about Renee Young or Renee Paquette rather, she just had a child, so she's gonna be like fairly busy for a while. But when she decides to get back into things, aside from even wrestling, like she could obviously come to AEW, and we'll talk about that. But aside from wrestling, this is a woman who is really, really good at her job of interviewing people, of talking to people, and talking about sports and whatever. If you're ESPN, how do you not pick her up like immediately?
Yeah. I was thinking the same thing. Like, her knowledge is ridiculous, absolutely insane. Like, her knowledge on just basic sports is phenomenal. And I don't know if you watch her podcast or her live stream she does. She just had a interview with Danhausen, which was absolutely incredible. It was so funny. And she also did one with Matt Cardona like a day or two after the death match. But she's phenomenal. Like, she's very good at her job. She can literally get a job anywhere.
Yeah, and like again, ESPN, all these places would be lucky to have her, and she deserves that much. She deserves to like do whatever she wants because she's that talented. She's genuine. Like, WWE lost somebody who literally had. They had their person right there. They had their woman right there who was like gonna be that person to be there all around. Like the pre-show panel, she was perfect. Like there's nobody. No offense to Mean Gene Okerlund. No offense. In my opinion, I think she played off of people the best in interviews. I think there's nobody who did her job better in that company, and that's just my opinion. I know that's a hot topic or a bold prediction or bold opinion, whatever. Real take right there. That's a real take, is what it is. but I think aside from doing other stuff, I think she could have a role in AEW. Like, don't you like and look, they do TV once a week. They have quarterly pay-per-views. It's not like she's gonna be like needed for every single week or whatever. Her husband is like the main event guy there in AEW. She has a good relationship with them. And also it wouldn't restrict her from her own podcast too, because she's someone who kind of supersedes all that BS, and AEW doesn't really care about that. She can interview people who are in AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor, wherever. It doesn't matter because one, AEW is working with them. Two, Tony Khan doesn't care. He likes the cross promotional appeal. Exactly. WWE might not want their superstar to be on her show, but that's a whole separate thing. But thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.